Alright guys, welcome to another video. Unfortunately I've been slacking just a little bit, but this is the update so far. So I've switched gears. Alright, I know I still have this little spot to fill up, but I just feel like switching gears. I have ordered some other parts. This is all in, like you guys saw. So I went ahead and I drug out my SR20. I just got done cleaning it, degreasing it, and everything. I've already taken all the wiring harness off and a few sensors. I ended up breaking the knock sensor right here. But I went ahead and I've already started simplifying it. I welded this shut. I've degreased everything on this side. I already pulled the clutch and flywheel and everything so I could replace the rear main. Got the intake manifold off. Welded some other stuff up. I have to pull this alternator off because it's broken. So I still have more to do here. I need to take the valve cover gasket and I need to replace it. I got all new radiator hoses and stuff here. I got my coil packs and everything all organized here. I mean, it looks kind of like a mess, but I do have everything in bags. I just need to clean up my work area. This is just where I was sticking everything as I was going. Here's my brand new clutch. It's an ACT clutch, if I remember correctly. Yep, ACT. And it's like not even broken. You can see barely worn. These lines and stuff, they're just from sitting. This was resurfaced when I did the clutch. I got to clean all this rust off and get this all cleaned up. But another reason I want to switch gears is because I ordered a new intercooler. Okay, so I want to do a high mount. So that's for that. I got a condenser on the way. I'm going to switch out to the power brace in the front. I need to clean that up. I'm gonna have to modify some condenser lines. I have the condenser, like I said, on the way. I got the new water pump. That's the whole reason why I took the SR20 out and started down this rabbit hole, was because of it. I got B-bands in here, and I got all new clamps for the new intercooler system, or couplers. And then I got a flex joint for the downpipe because it had a cheap one in it. Let me go show you some other stuff that I've done. I started simplifying. One of the reasons I took the intake manifold off is I'm simplifying it. I've already pulled off water lines. I'm going to put just vacuum hose over that just because I don't think there's anything else on here. I've gone ahead, just like the block, I've welded these shut with my TIG instead of oh man, come on. TIG welded this shut. This one shut, I had a little piece of hanging off, so I ground that. This one's staying open because it's for the turbo, and I welded this one shut because I won't be needing it. And again, I have all new lines, so I have that going on. Here's the other part of that one that you just showed you, the bigger one over there. So I welded this one shut also on here. So this is like a bypass, and when the car is hot, it's like, I'm not 100% sure, I just know that it's not needed, because what it's going to do is cause hot water to run back into the engine, and I don't want to do that. So if I regret this, the reason why I did it this way instead of pulling this and welding the aluminum shut is so that way I could just grind this and drill the hole back out, and I could go back to it if I needed to. So yeah, anyways, that still needs to be cleaned. It's a little bit dirty. Here's my downpipe, and a turbo elbow. It was already modified once. It had this welded. This was poorly done, so I cleaned it up. It really still doesn't look any good because I'm still learning. But it's way better than it was, because I mean, there was a mountain of just nasty in here. And that's where I did most of my welding, was inside here and cleaning it up. It still looks horrible, but it's way, way better than it was. So we're going to be cutting this flange off and replacing it with a V-band, this one off because this is where they're going to butt up with a V-band. That's going to get cut off, and it's going to have the flex joint welded to it, and then I'm going to cut the other flange off the test pipe and weld it to the flex joint, and then put another V-band on the rest of my exhaust to that test pipe. So that is the update so far, and I'm gonna try to get back to remembering to put that camera out. It's just sometimes, you know, you just come out here and I only have like 10, 15, 30 minutes or an hour, or I'm just trying to clear my head and the camera is not what is on my mind. I'm sorry about that. I'm going to try to keep getting better. I have a couple little things for camera equipment showing up that might help. Again, it's not going to be better quality. It's just to help me set the camera up and try to remember doing it. So anyways, see you guys later. Got some ARP flywheel bolts. Some assembly loop here. That's what we're going to use because I had bad hardware. Well, I had broke one originally. Scratch it. I didn't break one. I stripped the head off, drilled the head off, got it the flywheel off because that was the only one I couldn't get off. And I pulled the bolt, but I was trying to get the car going again. So I just stuck a weaker bolt in it. So it had it for, I just, in my mind, was for like balance. Because it was wanting to start stretching like before I could even get it close to being tight. So one of the things I remembered, I did that. That's why I'm doing a little small refresh on it before I put it back in, especially how long it's been sitting. But that's why we got the ARPs to go in. Alright guys, so I got the flywheel on, the pressure plate on, I used my clutch alignment tool, I made sure I like kind of centered it a little bit, played with it a bunch, so it goes in out, you probably saw it in the time lapse. It's all on, everything's torqued down. I just probably move on to that next so I can get just about everything on this motor buttoned up so we can go into the car, and then we'll start on the fab side of things. The only thing I'm going to do now, because when I cut the downpipe for the V-band, I can tweak it, that part where the part that bolts on here is a pain to get to. So I want to go ahead and go ahead and cut the turbo elbow off and weld the V-band to it, fully weld it, and we're going to bolt this on before it goes into the car. And if we have to make any adjustments, we'll make it to the downpipe to angle it or anything. And all of our adjustment will be down there because we can mock line and tack everything and then take it over to the TIG weld it. So that's the plan for that part. So it already has new front main seal, rear main seal, new flywheel bolts because, like I said, one of those was messed up. It's getting new valve cover gasket, and then I finished simplifying the intake manifold and everything. I got all my new hoses on. These have been welded all shut. Down here too, I even threw this on just in case it shouldn't leak, but it's one of those things, it's so hard to get to that I want to make sure. I'm probably going to do the same thing with these smaller ones here, is I'm going to cap them probably. I don't have anything large enough to cap this, so it probably won't have anything done. These have already been RTV'd and torqued down. This has been RTV'd and torqued down. On the other side's the same thing. I RTV'd it and torqued it down. I have a full gasket set except for an oil pan gasket, which is RTV anyways. And well, some of these water, I wish they had paper gaskets, but they're just it's just RTV it. The kit I had didn't come with them. I don't honestly know if they even make them. I would assume they do, but man, the kit I got didn't have them, so it was RTVing them back on. I'm still going to probably pull the spark plugs and check them and see what shape they're in. They were really new when I put them in, but they've been sitting in the motor for a really long time because they probably only have like 1,000, 1,500 miles on them, but I might just go ahead and change them, but those aren't hard to change in the car. So I'm going to at least pull them, check them, and make sure they're not all screwed up, look down in the cylinders. I'm going to dump a little bit of oil down into each cylinder. Yeah. I got to get my new oil filter on. I'll do the oil change because it still has oil in it, the old oil, because I don't like storing motors without oil in them. So I'm going to do an oil change, but I'll probably change the oil filter before I put the intake manifold and stuff back on because the oil filter is a pain to get to on these, but I'm going to just do a relocation kit, but that's going to be at another time, not right now, unfortunately. I wish I could just dump loads of money into this. I've already put a lot of money into what I'm doing because I just went like, I don't want to have to redo this. I don't want to be cutting this up to make what I had work after doing all the work to fix everything. So I put the money into building my high mount intercooler system and all the stuff going with it. And yeah, so that stuff can, like the oil relocation kit and stuff like that, that can get done later while it's in the car. So again, that's why I'm not going to take my time to finish this out in the engine bay, because I plan next winter, after I've done driven it a bunch, stressed it out, made all my changes, all my modifications, and everything's done, and I know I'm with my final product. It'll come stripped down next winter, and we're going to clean everything up, repaint the whole thing, clean the motor up really, really nice. I might upgrade to a better turbo and injectors and a tune, but then I'll have to take a trailer. I mean, I'll have a base tune, but I'll still want to take it and actually have it dynoed, because I do have a set of cams, so I would really like to use those cams in this motor. And then I might change exhaust manifolds. I'm not sure if I want to stay with the stock one because I'm only shooting for like 350 horse. There's mixed reviews on the stock manifold. I think it's fine for 350. I don't really want more than that. That's my goal, is to have a healthy 350 horse out of this. So enough, as Taylor Ray would say, enough jibber jabber. Let's get to work.